had divine favor. That is Genesis chapter 39 that we have read. Genesis chapter 39, verse 4. You can also read verse 21. We are told that Joseph found favor in the sight of the master, the Egyptian, and when he also ended up in prison, he found favor in the sight of the man in charge of the prison. And he committed everything into the hands of Joseph. So one of the things that will naturally come, easily come, with the presence of God is divine favor. Number 2 is revelation. If you have the presence of God, you will have revelation. You will get to know the mind of God. If you have the presence of God, you get to know the mind of God. About Joseph, you will also find in Genesis chapter 41, verse 9 to 15. It was by divine revelation that he was able to interpret the dream of Pharaoh. It was also by divine revelation that he was able to interpret the dream of the 2 servants of Pharaoh that were in the prison, the butler and the baker. It was by divine revelation. So if you have the presence of God, you get to know the mind of God, you have divine revelation. That's how Joseph was able to interpret the dreams. That's number 2, revelation. If you have the presence of God, you will get to know the mind of God. Number 3 is promotion. As I've said, there is no promotion that has surpassed the one that Joseph experienced. None, anywhere. There is none anywhere. In contemporary times, or even in the Bible times, none has surpassed Joseph's promotion, nor his testimony. Promotion. I mean, in Genesis chapter 41, 37 to 44. Genesis chapter 41, verse 37 to 44. Pharaoh made him second in command. He said, only at thy word will anyone in Egypt lift up their hand or take a step. In other words, they needed the authority of Joseph to be able to do anything in Egypt. He became second in command, prime minister. Some time ago, we had what was called in Nigeria, in the presidential system, coordinated minister. That's what Joseph was. He was totally, completely in charge. Because of the promotion. There is someone here, it doesn't matter for how long you have been waiting, because you are here this morning, your promotion shall be accelerated. Amen. Very, very soon, you will go to the next level. Amen. And people shall celebrate with you. Amen. In the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. Another thing, that's now number 5, I think, is number 4. Yes, number 4. Another thing that comes with divine promotion is dominion. Dominion. Joseph also got that because what he got from Pharaoh was dominion, according to Genesis chapter 41, verse 44. Genesis chapter 41, verse 44. He said, without your saying it, nobody can and nobody should do anything in Egypt unless you allow it. It's only what you allow in Egypt that will happen from now on. That's dominion. For a foreigner in Egypt, I mean, that was dominion. That was very spectacular because he was a foreigner. Then number 5 is protection. Number 5 is protection. Protection is there in the presence of God. The presence of God brings protection. According to Psalm 91, reading from verse 1, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. On to verse 3. So divine presence also brings divine protection with it. Number 6 is prosperity. Did Joseph prosper? Yes, he did. Just as we noted that the Bible said in 4 places that the Lord God was with Joseph, we also told in those 4 places that everything that he set his hand to prospered, and he was a prosperous man. It was the presence of God that commanded the prosperity of Joseph. And then the presence of God will lead to fulfillment of destiny. The presence of God. The presence of God, if you like, if you want, you can call it the driver of destiny. The driver of destiny. Remember the dream that Joseph had, which he shared with his brothers? According to Genesis 37, verse 7 to 10. Genesis 37, verse 7 to 10. The dream that he had with his brothers about them bowing down to him. And we are told that his brother envied him the more. But I like what verse 11 says about the father. He said the father kept it in his heart.